Here's the latest news from the Caucasus Neighborhood. This week, the region found itself mired in numerous business and financial messes. First and foremost, major players in the region have found themselves named among many other international figures identified as holding offshore accounts in the British Virgin Islands. The International Consortium of Investigative Journalists named numerous persons, including Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev and his family, as being behind companies set up in the islands, which are notorious for lack of financial oversight and control. The Aliyevs set up their companies for reasons that remain unclear, but took steps that obscured their involvement, using agents to register and head the companies on paper. Secret documents also showed that Aliyev's daughters, Arzu and Leila, have British Virgin Island companies of their own. This isn't the first time investigative journalists have targeted the Aliyev family's fortune. In 2010, the Washington Post found $75 million of Dubai real estate which appeared to have been purchased by the Aliyev children. Aliyev's son Haydar, for example, owned multiple multi-million-dollar mansions, despite the fact he was just 11 years old. The value of the Dubai holdings alone is roughly equivalent to what it would take the average Azerbaijani citizen 10,000 years to earn. The British newspaper The Guardian reported on Georgian Prime Minister Bidzina Ivanishvili, who was also a billionaire businessman. From 2006 to 2009, Ivanishvili was director of the offshore company Bashirtin Overseas Corp, administered through a Panamanian agent. A spokesman has said that Ivanishvili has always acted in accordance with the law and had no interest in the company as of 2012. British politicians and anti-corruption advocates have called for action against the secret haven, which they call a stain. The names of persons involved continue to be released, and it is clear that the scandal will also touch some Armenians. It is already known that several government figures were involved in an offshore company belonging to the former head of the Nairit chemical plant. Armenia's own business problem of the week came with the bankruptcy of its national airline Armavia. The company had been plagued by economic problems for years, causing frequent last-minute cancellations of flights and the periodic suspension of operations. Owned by Mikhail Bagdasarov, Armavia says it can no longer pay its debts due to the world economic crisis. An article by AFP noted that with Armenia's landlocked and blockaded borders, air links remain critical to maintaining international contact. It is not clear what will fill the void left by Armavia, which served 48 destinations in Europe, Asia, and North Africa. At the same time, it's clear the story will not disappear soon. There are allegations that Armavia did not pay Social Security taxes or air tax, all of which it had collected. In a sign of worsening relations, Iran and Azerbaijan traded barbs, starting with Azerbaijan's hosting of a gathering of Iranian separatist groups. Speakers at the gathering were ethnic Azeris who cited the current Iranian economic and political crisis as an opportune time to build their own independent state in northern Iran. Iran's deputy foreign minister called the gathering, which was also attended by Azerbaijani parliamentarians but no current government officials, provocative. Within a few days of the gathering, an Iranian newspaper which is said to reflect the views of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei called for a public referendum on the question of Azerbaijan being incorporated into Iran. Radio Free Europe reports that the op-ed piece called this proposal a basic step toward democracy for the Azerbaijani people, who, the author argues, are eager to unite with Iran. Besides the separatist issue, Iran and Azerbaijan are also at odds over the latter's close ties and weapons purchases from Israel, and over what Azerbaijan perceives as Iranian support for Armenia over Nagorno-Karabakh. And that's the latest news from the Caucasus Neighborhood.